Innovation Gateway as an organisation has been around for about 10 years, working with very large corporates, helping them on their transition from net zero strategy into action. And we do that through three main ways. We do that through knowledge, an understanding of some of the challenges and providing relevant information. We also bring together collaborative working groups. And one of the reasons why a sustainability geek is currently at the Microlise show is I'm talking about one of our action groups, collaborative groups, where we've brought a number of large logistics organisations and influencers of those logistics organisations like Coca-Cola, Tesco's, Diageo, who are collaborating to try and address this very large net zero decarbonisation challenge associated with logistics.
Well, it certainly is a big challenge, as we all know, because for 100 years or more we've relied on diesel.
Absolutely.
It's been our thing, and now we're told we can't have any diesel beyond a certain date. So how has that collaboration been with the industry, and have you been surprised by how difficult it's been?
No, not really. I think I've, to put it in context, I've spent 30 years in sustainability. So I've had nobody to talk to for 25 years. The last 5 years has got more interesting. But through my career, I've seen disruption happen in the energy market with the introduction of renewables. I've seen disruption in the resource sector, so the waste sector, where the circular economy has gone into play. So it's no different really in this environment, the change. There's no doubt it's a big ask, and there's lots of unanswered questions out there, but it can be done. And I think, but collaboration is the way to enable it to happen at speed, and at the speed that we need.
So collaboration at speed.
Yeah.
Just spell that out for us a bit more. What do you think needs to happen?
I think there's a couple of things. When we bring our groups together, joking aside, we do provide a bit of therapy because a lot of we're dealing with the practitioners. It's those at the pointy end of having to make this transition, and it's often quite a lonely place for those people, those small teams of an organisation that are suddenly faced with this big challenge. But if we put them in a room with a number of other organisations facing the similar challenge, they bounce ideas off. You've got organisations, and Waitrose are here. Justin Laney, I know reasonably well. They're doing some great work. Tesco's are doing some fantastic work. Coca-Cola with XPO and Stobart are also doing great work. We bring them together and they learn off each other. I find it fascinating, having a corporate background myself, but I find it fascinating that the willingness to share and for peers to pass on information is massive around this sustainability challenge. I think we all individually know that we have a problem around climate. It's quite difficult to decouple the day job sometimes with what we see out there. We're going to have to make the change. Most organisations are trying to make the change. So how do we bring organisations together to help share and look at innovation, not just technical innovation, but look at commercial innovation that can help put infrastructure, for example, in place that is going to provide the electrons that the logistics industry is going to need in the years to come.
Matt, I'm not a magician, but if I was and I could give you one wish, what would it be?
I think my wish would be that when we had commitments and when we had platitudes made around net zero targets, that actually organisations were willing to come in behind them. We're lucky we work with some great organisations that have teams within them and through the organisation are fully committed to this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of organisations that are quite willing to stand up and say we'll commit to a target date, but then not really put anything in it. We've got to accept that business as usual is going to have to change. And it's difficult to accept that, especially for a market in a sector that runs on very thin margins. The ask is very large, but collectively we can make the change.
Great stuff. Thank you, Matt. That's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.